Good morning. There's a song running through my head right now. Gosh, I want to say the title of it is Turn Your Love Around. It's from when I was little. I don't know why it's been in my head, but I'm going to have to find it on Spotify. If you're a 70s baby, you probably know. I only know the chorus too. Was it? Turn your love around. I can show you how. Better if you turn me out. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what he's saying after that. So I'm gonna go look for that song on Spotify because it's been running through my head all morning. All right, good morning. Y'all know I'm here with my breakfast, celery juice, probiotic every morning. I've got my super reds every morning. This is my antioxidant drink. This is my get me going drink. This is my keep me young drink. Yes, so, all right, let's get into it. Day 12. It's actually going to be a short one this morning. All right. Welcome. Prosperity Plan. Abundance Book. John Randolph Price. We're on day 12. All right. So the statement for today is the same as the statement for day 2. I lift up my mind and heart to be aware, to understand, and to know that the divine presence I am is the source and substance of all my good. I lift up my mind and heart to be aware, to understand, and to know that the divine presence I am is the source and substance of all my good. So yesterday I talked about the power of semen. There's so much more to that, by the way. There's so much more power in. Anyway, that's a topic for another time. And as I was reading a statement today and thinking about opening up one's mind and one's heart, what came to me was relationships, mostly romantic relationships. Oh, this is really good this morning. I'm sorry. Like sometimes the way I mix the powders, it's like, it's all right, but this morning is like the perfect mix of this. So talking about opening up the heart and our romantic relationships and how we put those relationships in the forefront of our lives. Instead of, and I'm trying to it's coming to me, I'm trying to organize it in English and in clear English because I know what it feels like, but I'm trying to organize it so that the words come out and make sense. We don't put our faith and trust in this divine source that runs through us when it comes to our relationships. We put our faith and trust solely in the person. We ignore the energetic flow of the divine through us and the way that energy wants to emanate and express itself, and we ignore what that energy wants to attract to us, and so in doing so we end up suffering more heartbreak than necessary. Because when we are dealing in relationships, we go for what the ego is looking for versus what the soul and the heart are desiring. And this is part of abundance, right? Abundance isn't just about wealth. It's also about abundance in love, and not just receiving love, but giving it as well. To give it freely and openly, to receive it freely and openly. That's abundance. But oftentimes in our relationships, our boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever thing you want to call it, we're not in divine connection. Those of you who are biblical would bring in that phrase of being equally yoked, right? To me, that means like energetically. So we go for things that are often superficial, surface. What someone looks like, the car they drive, the job they have, how much they make. We don't take time to look internally to see what is the soul of this person. Where are they at in their journey? Are they at a place of awareness? Are they firmly planted in their ego and in the physical? Am I gonna make this person my project and try to like drag them into spiritual awareness because I want them to be mine? Because that's ego. And women especially, we do this. Women especially, we do this. We find a dude, we like him, we want him. And if we could just dress him up and shave him and shower him nicely and get him all packaged, he would be just the man that we were looking for in our dreams. That's not spirit, that's ego. Spirit says, let that man go on his journey. That's not for you, boo. I lift up my mind and heart to know, to be aware that this divine presence I am is the source and substance of all my good, all my love. And so in knowing that, I can woosah when it comes to relationships. Like, I don't have to force it. I can take a deep breath in and know that I am completely and utterly loved, whether that shows up in the form of a partner or not. Maybe this lifetime is about me being on a different journey. And that's okay, because I'm completely and utterly loved anyway. This is not the same thing as some of y'all who feel like Jesus is your man or anything like that. That's not this. And don't do that. But that's not this. This is understanding that you are in such deep connection with the divine and with the creator that you are already in an abundance of love. That there's not it is a want and a desire to have that love show up in the form of another human being. Yes, because we don't like to be alone, right? Humans are made for coupling, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But many of us in that pursuit will completely abandon our connection to our divinity, and we'll seek out what the ego wants. And so then we end up in relationships that I don't want to say we're not supposed to be in, because I feel that everything is a part of our journey, but we often end up in relationships that we didn't necessarily need to be in. Like we didn't need to be in. And if we're able to understand and learn from those relationships, if we're able to find, as I've mentioned, the gold in it, if we're able to stay connected to the idea that we are here having this human experience, that we are souls having this human experience, and if we can see it from that point of view, then if and when certain relationships don't work out, even though we are sad, we're able to walk away from them without feeling bitter and hurt and who this person did this to me, and if they had been this way, because basically what we're saying is if they hadn't been that way, I wouldn't have to be feeling this discomfort, and I don't like this discomfort, and that is ego. Ego says, I don't want to feel pain, I don't want to feel hurt, so I need this other person to love me like how I see fit, so I don't have to experience that pain. And if they do things because they are who they are and I am who I am. And if they do things that cause the relationship to break apart, it's their fault for not falling in line with my vision of things. And now they have caused me pain. And I don't like them because I don't like this feeling. When really that person was a teacher. Perhaps they taught you boundaries. Perhaps they taught you that you had disconnected from the truth of yourself. Did you compromise who you were in an effort to hold on to the person? Did you abandon you? Perhaps they came to teach you about what it is that you truly want. So for instance, I am polyamorous. I've always been polyamorous. People ask, well, when did you know? I've always been that way. I didn't know there was a word for it. And I've tried to fit into the things that society told me I was supposed to fit into. Right? And a lot of us do that. And I'm not suggesting that you all are not monogamous, polyamorous, whatever. I'm just using myself as an example. Fit it in your life the way you need to. We do that. We know who we are. We think we know who we are. We have an understanding of who we are, but society or family or whatever says we have to fit in this particular box. And so we do our best to live our lives that way because we want to be part of the tribe. And so then we try and find relationships that will match that people will like, family, friends. You guys look so good together. Oh, that's so awesome. Look at how y'all get along. Oh, this is so great. And inside, though, there's a part of you dying, but you don't understand why there's a part of you dying. Because isn't this what it's supposed to look like? Isn't this what I'm supposed to have? And I would be crazy to walk away from this. Crazy. Everyone would look at me weird. It must be me. Something must be wrong with me. I lift up my heart and mind to know that the divine presence I am within me is the source of all my good. And to me also meaning all my love. And so if that presence, if that I am is the source and substance of all of my good, then that means this relationship is not. And we often do that. We make our romantic relationships the source and substance of every damn thing. My happiness, my joy, my sadness. How many times has something happened in a relationship and you spend half your day in fantasy land about what happened? A missed call. I wonder what they're doing. How come they didn't pick up the phone? Do they really like me? You know, you're dating someone. What's really going on? I wonder what they're thinking. I wonder what's happening here. Where's this thing going? Are they going to be like the others? Are they going to be honest? Or you're in a relationship and you have an argument. You spend half the day thinking about the argument, about what they did wrong, about what your points were, where you were right. Maybe you shouldn't have said this or they shouldn't have said that. Gathering up your dossier, you know, your court case from when it comes up again and you have all your points, 1A, 1B, 1C, you know, ready to go the next time the argument comes up. How much time have you spent making and this is not the same as making your relationship a priority, right? In terms of your time and energy putting into cultivating it. That's important. But how many times have you made your relationship the focal point of your life? Abandoning all else. Abandoning your connection to yourself in order to say you have someone. In order to say you are loved, as though if you didn't have that person, you were no longer loved. Hear that? Like in order for you to be loved, it has to come through someone else? No. I lift up my mind and heart to be aware, to understand, and to know that the divine presence I am is the source and substance of all my good. The divine presence I am. So if there was no one else, how could you possibly walk around this world saying no one loves you or you are not loved when you are part of eternal love? You are that. You are that. You do not need someone to come and love you for you to be loved. It is a beautiful thing to find a person who can be a mirror for the love that you have for yourself. Because that's what all of our romantic relationships are. They are mirrors for the love we already have or don't have for ourselves. So you think you're standing here and this person's coming to you like with, I love you. No, they are a reflection. So if you found yourself in romantic relationships where you were not treated the way you deserved to be treated, ask yourself what it is that you feel that you deserve and how do you deserve to be treated. They are mirrors. It is energetic law. It is energetic law. This does not absolve them of their own actions, right? Because we like to blame. We love to blame. We love to put responsibility elsewhere, someone else's fault. This does not absolve them of their actions and how they treated you. That's for them to deal with. But for you to deal with is understanding and unraveling. What about how you thought you deserved to be loved and shown love? How did that manage to show up in that person? And how can you get deeper into that divine connection and that stream of love for yourself so that the next time someone shows up, they're showing up in a clearer form of how much you love yourself. And this does not mean that there are no problems or issues in relationships. Because our relationships are part of our growth. So there's always going to be friction. And I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Some of you who are caught up in this twin flame thing, it's a beautiful thing. Some of y'all are in toxic things thinking it's your twin flame. It's not your twin flame. It's codependency. It's a toxic connection. You need to really get clear on an understanding of who you are and what a twin flame is before you think you want to seek that out, because it doesn't mean some interesting happily ever after. It doesn't mean that the two of you are always and forever in sync. Oftentimes, meeting your twin flame comes with an immense amount of pain. And unless both of you have worked through your lifetimes of stuff, you might meet your twin flame and you might be ready and they are not. And now you have to live through the rest of this lifetime knowing that they're here and hope that you meet each other in the next one, because you might bypass that one. You might not meet each other till 2 lifetimes later. So I wanted to put that out there because I know it's a big thing that everyone is searching for, thinking that if you find your twin flame, that somehow you found your aha, and that your life is just gonna be smooth sailing from then. And that's people who you see like that, they've already traveled several journeys through a lot of that pain to get to that point. So I just wanted to put that out there. So, when it comes to abundance in love, you are already that. You are already that because, all right, that's me having to get off shortly. You are already that because you are the divine presence I am in human form. You are love. And so you are already fully loved. And so your relationships are not the source and substance of all your love and your good. You are the source and substance of all your love and good, and your romantic relationships are simply the mirror of that. That's it for today. So go. Know that you are love, so you are already loved and you are full of it. You're full of it. You're full of love. Don't even worry about it. It's just going to pour out into the world, right? And it will come back to you in sync. All right? I will see you all back here tomorrow morning. Have a fucking abundant day. Bye.